G'day guys, welcome back. My name is Wildkard. Brumbies versus Fijian Drua. Apparently this was such a terrible result that Rugby Australia actually deleted the score for this on the website. So we'll have to go with the Rugby Pass result and stats for this review. 28 points to 33. Yeah. At this point, if you're a Brumbies fan, I would like to ask you this honest question. Is this even an upset? Is it? You lost the first game in Fiji, right? You all said that, oh, I hate the Brumbies. Oh, the weather was too hot. Oh, Wildcard doesn't know what he's talking about. Oh, you know, the goal kicking wasn't an issue. I missed 70%, 80%, that's fine. We'll get better next week. What's the excuse today, guys? You know, let me tell you. At this point, second question. Can Brumbies still be considered a team with a dominant rolling maul? Can that still be a statement to make about the Brumbies? You know, the final play of the game, the Brumbies had a penalty. They went for the line out. And I'm pretty sure this was Morgan Tuanui, or one of the guys at the at the commentary who actually watches rugby, right? And noticed what I've been noticing: the Brumbies rolling maul has been going downhill every day, every week, and actually said, "Should we be doing this? You know, exposing ourselves to more moving pieces in the lineout instead of suggesting they probably should just take the tap." And sure enough, the lineout goes in. Fijian Drua smother the Brumbies actually, according to the referee, collapsed the maul themselves, and then Fijian Drua smothered it out. Game over. And it is funny. It is this last lineout is exactly what is wrong with the Brumbies. It's exactly why I'm so critical of the Brumbies. Because the Fijian Druas, and this is not to bash the team, started out as the team with the worst set piece defense. I still remember making a video in the first year when they were yellow carded, giving out penalty tries, conceded penalty tries from the rolling maul. This was when the team first started. And the Brumbies, at that time, was considered the dominant maul set-piece team. The bread and butter, the ironclad try when the Brumbies go for this. Strike rate through the roof. Wow. Look how things has changed in just a few years. One team went from improving every week, reflecting on what they haven't done well the previous weeks and working on it consistently. Like it or not, Glenn Jackson, he's leaving the Druas. Like it or not, same with his previous guy, Mick Byrne. Like it or not, with the strategy that they're trying to get the Fijians to play, the more of a northerner style, more of a traditional style of rugby with a lot more kicking. Like that style or not, at least these guys can see the weaknesses of the team, and at least they're trying to teach the players different things that they can work towards. Yes, I always felt the Fijians should stick to that 7 style of rugby, and use and just build on top of it instead of move away from it. But still, moving away from it is a strategy. It's not a negative to the team. Moving away from it, you're teaching the players new skills that they didn't know before. You're teaching the teams how to play a more structured style of rugby, how to defend the rolling more, how to handle the scrum, how not to give away penalties on the breakdowns constantly. The Fijians improved week after week after week. They reflected on what they didn't do well, and they improved from what they struggled with. The Brumbies more, every week we look at it, it's getting worse. Yeah, okay. Maybe we got a few injuries. Maybe Slippers didn't play this game. Maybe Al was injured, guys. Maybe that's why our more hasn't been working. Come on. And that's the same way the fact that the more's getting worse every week is the same reason why I think the Brumbies isn't doing the right thing for Edmund. They are not pushing the players to do better every week. They are not pushing the players to live up to the standards, to live up to their full potentials of becoming potentially a Wallabies player, a great Wallabies player one day. You know what I read an article I think recently about Tom Hooper, who went to UK. He was asked why he decided to leave. He actually said he felt like he reached the peak at the Brumbies. He's only been there for 3 years? He's reached the peak? The Brumbies hasn't got anything else to offer for him? Really? What is... how could a player who's 22 years old, 23 years old, already feel like they've reached the peak? They have no room to improve anymore at the Brumbies, spending more time at the Brumbies. He clearly wanted to get better, and he clearly can see that he can get better, and he's looking at different places to go to get that personal development that he's looking for. Edmund as well today came on with his team was down double digits, almost 15 points when he came on. He came on a little bit early because Meredith had a tough day in the office, and I'm pretty sure he looked like he was smiling to me. I don't know if am I the only one who saw this? It looked like he was smiling. He was grateful that he finally got some game time. I know some of you guys saying, "Oh, Edmund's just it's not good. It's just shit." Let me tell you guys something about Edmund. He went to the NPC in the off-season to get more game time. This game, the game of rugby, is his dream. It's his life. He chose this as his profession for his life. Doesn't matter what you think is shit. Doesn't matter what the Brumbies management think is shit. This is what he wants to do. This is the attitude that he has for himself is the reason why Joe Schmidt gave him time at the Wallabies. And yeah, he gets the Brumbies. They gave him 5 minutes, 10 minutes. This week he finally got 23. He wants to play rugby. And the management at the Brumbies just aren't giving him the opportunity. And you might say, "Oh, he's not giving the game time because he's shit, Wildkard." Here's the thing. It's the job of the Brumbies to make sure that he's not shit. To make sure that he can play 40 minutes or 60 minutes. To make sure that he can play for the Wallabies one day. Not to say, "Oh, he's shit today." They just put him on the bench forever and give him no time at all because we preferred Meredith, or we think he's not quite the level that in the style that we want to play. It's your job at the Brumbies to make sure that he's fucking good. Not to bury him. You're there to supposed to grow him. Your job is to grow and develop this guy, not to bury him 6 feet under. To be honest, when Edmund came on, the team actually looked a bit better. None of that up and under kicking game. How many times they kicked the ball away, right? Just Tom Wright returned this game. I was looking forward for him to play. Again, I don't know. Did I even talk about Tom Wright in this video? I don't know. Let's move on. Yeah. Anyway, Tom Wright. I don't think I've talked about. I've recorded this video a number of times. I can't remember if I talked about him or not. But Tom Wright returned, played almost like a second playmaker. Disconnected. I mean, he just came back from injury for the first time, but he didn't look like he was ready. To be honest, he looked like he hasn't. He literally looked like he hasn't played with the players around him for a year, and suddenly he's been put onto the field. He's so disconnected with the players around him. I'm surprised that he even got to start. You know, when what's his name? Muirhead came on, immediately looked better. He wasn't moving up into the attack line like he's a second playmaker. He was, setting himself up in the gaps, looked threatening, looked a lot better once Muirhead came on. And not, again, how could Tom Wright look so lost? Have you guys not trained with him for the last 6 months at all? Did he only join the team this week? I just, I'm just scratching my head here. Even the areas when the Brumbies were dominating, right? The scrum, one key area the Brumbies was dominating, and I could understand some of the kicking game because similar style with the Springboks. If there's knock on from the up and under, you get the scrum and you get the penalty from the scrum. Even the scrum, when there's a reset, you can see that the Brumbies players were like just completely not energetic at all. Look, they just look no confidence, no motivation, slowly binding up. Seriously, seriously. When I play the prop in school, in fact, if you can go watch any high school kids play in the scrum, everybody's like, yeah, let's go guys, let's go guys, big hit, big push, we got him this time. Like everyone's trying to bind up and like eyeing out each other, like looking at the opposition, like trying to take a hit out of them. You look at the Brumbies. And the referee's sitting there, come on guys, pack up. My God. And this is the area that you're dominating. This is like a key part of your game plan. Is to get these scrums from your up and unders and get the penalty, and the whole team look like they don't even want to be there. So yeah. Is this even an upset, guys? Is this even an upset? Endurance played really well. My criticism for the team in the previous few rounds was I felt like the team was playing too much of a kicking game and not really moving too far away from that counter-attacking style of rugby. This game, they mixed the two together, a quite nice blend. So there was a healthy, good amount of counter-attacking, bit of a desperation scramble, but not going too far as to start kicking the ball away randomly and botching opportunities that really pushing the opportunity, botching the opportunity from throwing passes that should have been thrown or kicking the ball away. You're trying to chase it when they should have been kicked and hold on to the ball when they needed to control the ball. And then they combine that with a more structured style of rugby when they kicked the penalties, when it was, strategically timely for them to take those kicks, and then they defended well with good structure, and then stay composed, right? One of the biggest problem with the Fijian Drua is when they're under pressure, they gave away penalties after penalties, and then eventually giving away yellow cards. They were able to stay composed for this round against the Brumbies, right? The Brumbies did eventually end up running a lot more with the ball, cut out the kicking game, but it was a little bit too late. And the Fijian Drua just really held their nerves. Huge improvement there again, and then defended the rolling more, the dreaded Brumbies rolling more. Defended that, and then just physicality, and then played the Fijian style when the opportunity presented itself in front of them, and it was beautiful to watch. Huge upset. Pretty sure one of the Brumbies fans was screaming on the sideline, and you can hear it at one point. I can understand how he was extremely mad at the team, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. Let me know your thoughts to my questions. So let's have a quick look at the stats of the game. Let's see if Rugby Australia has put the stats back for this one. No, it's completely gone. Let's have a look at the stats of the game on Spur Rugby Pass. So these are a little bit different from what we're used to, but let's take a look. 4 tries apiece, 3 penalty kicks from the Fijian Druas, 4 conversions out of 2, so they missed a couple there. 124 carries for the Brumbies, 6 line breaks, 94 carries for the Druas, 8 line breaks, 28 turnovers lost for the Brumbies. Only 18 for the Druas. Territory 55-45, so Brumbies has a little bit more advantage, and you can see where the game is being played, right? Brumbies up and under here, kicks into the 22, and then Drua kicks back to 50. That's why these are the 2 areas that are played the most, right? Because Fijian kicks it back 50 meters, right? It's Brumbies up and under into here, and then they get the ball back, chip kick over the top. Fijian gets the ball, punt it down the field, and then Brumbies line out, up and under, chip over the top. Fijian kick it back to the 50. Yep. This makes perfect sense how this turned out. In territory, possession, the Brumbies again just lots of up and under in the midfield. The Fijians even more here, and possession last 10 minutes 60-40. Overall possession 55-45. Scrums, 4 scrums for the Brumbies, 100% win. 8 for the Druas, 100% win as well. Line out 10 for the Brumbies. 90% win rate, which means they've lost 1. 13 line out for the Druas, 77%, which means they lost like what 2 or 3 from their throw. Passes, ball carries. So yeah, post contact meters 518 for the Brumbies, 347 for the Druas. So a lot of these run minutes I feel like came out late in the second half when the Brumbies ran the ball a bit more. Turnovers lost, we'll talk about this already. Penalties, 10 against the Brumbies, 5 against the Druas. There was 1 yellow card for a it was an absorbing tackle again. So this was pretty similar to the Nick Frost incident, but maybe I think it was Ollie Sapsford. He was getting tackled by another player, and he kind of like fell into Mbutu, I think his name was Rumbutu or whatever his name is, and the Drua player got knocked out as well and getting a yellow card. I thought that was a bit, again, just like last week, the player, the tackler, Rambutu, he was absorbing the tackle. He was moving backwards and the ball carrier ran into him. I didn't think this was a yellow card penalty. A yellow card, I think just the penalty for being high. And I also, there was a lot changing dynamic as well. But yeah, maybe they have to look at the law there. I think that was, again, similar as last week. I didn't think that was probably just a penalty at most for being high, but not really enough for a yellow card because he's the one that received the hit, not the one that delivered the hit. Tackles made, 93 for the Brumbies, 17 missed tackles, 137 tackles made for the Fijian Drua, 31 missed tackles there. Total kicks, 18 for the Brumbies, Druas 23. Yeah, let's do that's the stats from Rugby Pass. Let's do a quick summary of the game, as per usual. Let's see. How do we see this? I think this is one that shows the score. Some interesting stuff. Probably can just go with this timeline here. So yeah, so the Brumbies got the first try on the board, 12 minutes in. So before we go to the try, there was one point the referee made a mistake as well. Again, I talked about this in my another video. The way that they rushed through the try is just not right. Like the first try, I actually don't have it anymore. But the first try the Brumbies won was actually the Drua had a line out, and then it was clearly like one of the Brumbies players slapped the ball out of the hand on the Drua's player's hand, and then Nick Frost scooped up the loose ball and went over the try. Clearly this was slapped off, and then they just rushed through the whole thing, didn't even look at it, and then just to speed the game up. In fact, it was actually slower the way that they did it because the referee made the decision. They're rushing everybody along to do the goal kick, and then they start showing the replay, and the referee has to pause the goal kick, and then request the replay again, and then they looked at it and didn't even see the actual incident of the player slapping the ball down. I mean, I talk about this. Yeah, in my other video, I ranted about this. You rush through these decisions, you make the wrong decision. Let me tell you something. The one thing that the fans hate the most is when the decision goes wrong. No one complains about the decision being slow. They're just the people that say, "Oh, they're taking too long," are just salty because the decision went against them. That's the only people that complain about the decision being too slow because the decision went against them. No one, and let me tell you another thing. The videos I make that looks at the wrong decision being made are the video that gets the most views. So if Rugby Australia or anyone at Stan Sport or anything actually understand how this game works, how viewership works, what fans actually wanted to see, they should be stopping the game and really looking at these decisions and making sure they are correct. Because the wrong decision is the one that everybody hates the most. Just based on viewership on my channel alone, you can tell that's the case. But yeah, anyway, maybe you can quickly look at this one. But it doesn't matter. You can go look at it. It's a slap, and Frost gets the first try for the Brumbies. 7 points to 0. 15 minutes. There was a line out for the Brumbies. I think it was not straight. Taking a quick tap, and then the Fijian ran down one side of the field, sucked in a lot of defenders, and then quickly spun the ball out wide to the left hand side. Mataele winning for the try. 7 points to 7. 5 points to 7. The conversion didn't go through. 20 minutes, it looked like Fijian scored another try. The referee on field said it was a try. And then again, the referee said it's a try. They're setting up for the kick. They showed the replay. And then it's like, okay, stop. Let's go review. And then they review. And it's like, oh, actually taking longer than if you just went for the review in the first place. Anyway, 24 minutes. There was a scrum penalty to Fijian and Drua. They kicked this one to keep themselves ahead. 7 points to 8. 28 minutes. The Brumbies starting to look really, really sloppy. There was a missed pass from Meredith, and it was intercepted by Mataele. Ran down the other way. 7 points to 15. The 37 minutes in the game, there was a up and under from the Brumbies. Okay, brilliant. Kicking up and unders against one of the best counter-attacking team in the world. The Druas sort of counter-attacked. There was a line break, and then there was a cynical play on the breakdown. And the referee gave a penalty, and a quick tap from Ledewasa just ran straight through a unsuspecting defense for the try. 22 points to 7 half-time. 43 minutes in the second half. There was a scrum penalty for the Brumbies. They spread the ball out wide to Sapsford, who cut back in field for the try. 14 points to 22. 50 minutes into the game, another penalty for against the Brumbies, and then it was walk 10 meters for chatting to the referee. I think, I don't know, they didn't explain it, right? Because rush. I think it was why he was walk 10 meters, and then the Drua kicked this one. 25 points to 14. 50 minutes into the game, the Brumbies just keep kicking the ball away. Eventually, the ball went to Fijian Drua, open field play. They ran counter-attack back into the Brumbies 22. Armstrong Ravola, crossfield kick to, who was this one to? Was it to Kuravoli, who ran in for the try. 30 points to 14. After this, the Emmett gets onto the field. 57 minutes, Rabitu gets sent off for the headbutt, yellow card. Not headbutt, for the head-on-head collision, yellow card. After this, more kicking the ball away from the Brumbies. 63 minutes, there was a scrum penalty to the to the Brumbies. They stretched the defense, went down right-hand side, spread the ball back out to the left-hand side, and Ed Mitt was on the wing, went in for the try. 21 points to 30. 70 minutes into the game, there was a goal line dropout from the Druas. They kicked the ball out, and then there was a nice inside ball from, I think it was one of the forwards, the nice inside ball to Corey 2, just punched straight through the middle. 28 points to 30. 77 minutes offside against the Brumbies. Drua kicks another one. 28 points to 33. And last minute of the game, Brumbies had to score a try. Converter tried to win this one. They kick it for the line out and collapse themselves, according to the referee. And that is that. 28 points to 33 loss to the Fijian Drua. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys later for the Western Force game. Cheers.